Still with Fjortov, that's good work. Fjortov, he wanted that one himself, and he's got it. My goal all the way, says Jens Fjortov. Started and finished by the Norwegian international.
So in this edition, I want to take you on a toured guide. Guide is myself, Jan Åge Fjørtoft. And the reason I say that is because I've lived for so many years. And we're going to tour you through some of my shirts, as you see here in the background. And it was in the 80s when I started playing, we didn't swap shirts all the time. You see that now, people swap shirts all the time. But in the 80s, that didn't happen. And I made my debut for the national team in the 80s. So I will just show you now first how old I am. So if I go over here, without ruining everything now when I take things down. So this is the shirt of DDR, East Germany. I even got a shirt from a nation that doesn't exist anymore. I also had one for Soviet Union. I played Soviet Union at home, and away I was playing with the under 21, but I played at home against Soviet Union. But I gave that shirt away to a friend of mine, an elderly friend, very old man at Hamar. I gave it to him. He was a communist. They were rare at that time. They still are in West, I guess, but I gave it to him. Hopefully he was happy. But I have the East Germany shirt with Ulf Kirsten, Matthias Hammer. What a team. They use Andreas Thom. This is number 14. I'm not sure who that was. My first goal for the national team, and I'm lucky that was against Brazil. So look at this. Original. This is in 1988. I got this shirt. We played at home. 1-1 against Brazil. I'm not sure. It's number 18. And I haven't checked that out, which one that was. The problem with attackers like myself, we always ending up being closest to a defender. And no disrespect to defenders. But, you know, everybody wants number 10 or the number 9. And, you know, that is the shirt everybody looking for. I remember once I played for Eintracht Frankfurt and I asked Lothar Matthäus, who played with number 10 and was the libero, I asked him after 5 minutes in the game, during the game, that happens as well, I asked, can I swap shirt with you after the game? And he said, Ansgar Brinkman has already asked for me to get his shirt. So I was too late, 5 minutes into the game. Then I got another for the national team, because national teams have always kit managers who are so, what shall I say, they watch out of the association's money. But I managed to get this one. This is my second goal for the national team. It was against Scotland, number 5. I haven't checked that either, because I hope that was Steve Nicol. In one way I hope, because I work with him on the ESPN. But in the same game, what did Steve Nicol do? Well, he hammered Tom Sundby, got him injured. So that's why I haven't checked that out, because the Norwegians, well, they like Steve Nicol for what he did for Liverpool, but they never liked him injuring Tom Sundby, also from 1988. And going into the national team, I played for Norway. This is the shirt we used when we qualified for the 1994 World Cup. That was the first time Norway qualified since 1938. We were in a group with Holland, with Turkey, with Poland, and of course England, and then San Marino. England, of course, that was the time when Graham Taylor made that famous video, Do I Not Like That? Famous for its, well, comedy. Graham Taylor, a man I do respect, but it was a bit comical, that video. This is number 9. There's a good story to that, because the striker at Norway normally always had 10. And I said, that's wrong. I've looked at so many European teams. The striker should have number 9. And since then, the number 9 had number 9 at the Norwegian national team too. So that was that shirt. If I keep on the national team, I got one shirt here. Talking about not swapping with defender is one of those things. This is Hierro, Real Madrid player, and played for Spain. We played him once in 1 year. And Hierro, I played against him, was a playing defender, and so this was one of the time that to swap with a defender was great. I also swapped a couple of times with Tony Adams. Always great battles for Norway against England, and also in England when he played for Arsenal, of course, doing a fantastic job for Arsenal. But this is Hero, a bit bigger. Some of the shirts, they are so tight, I could never wear them today. Talking about tight and talking about big players, I think this is one of the most, well, iconic shirts, because this is, as you all see with this color, this is Holland. And who was the best player playing for Holland after Cruyff? Dennis Bergkamp. So this is a Dennis Bergkamp shirt, original from the national team. The thing is that these shirts were worn by them, but still no names on this period. But still you got them, and this is the only one I don't have to Google them to do. So all these valuable shirts I have not even in my house. I have them away because they are so valuable to me. There's not many trophies I won in my career, but the shirts are very thing that I like to have, so I have them secure somewhere else. And of course, this is the one most valuable, at least for me, with Dennis Bergkamp. He played his first game for Arsenal against Middlesbrough. I played in that game. It was at Old Highbury. Very hot day. We played 1-1. I made an assist to Nick Barmby. Took some time before Dennis Bergkamp got going, but wow, did he get going. I'll have a look at this shirt that I have here. This is a quite interesting shirt. This is the shirt I wore when I scored the 5-1 goal in Germany. And if you want a relegation battle that is historical, this was the time. We played Kaiserslautern, 1 point. They needed to be in the Champions League. Otto Rehhagel, the coach, one of the coaches of the world. We were 4-1 up in the 90th minute, quiet in stadium, and then somebody shouted, we needed one more goal. We need one more goal. And like I said after the game, then I did one. So this is the one I wore in that game. It's because of a historical jubileum. They celebrated an iconic shirt, and we played with that season. So that was more or less the tour guide. And also Marcus Fjørtoft, my son, he went into professional life, and his first game was with Hamilton in Scotland. And I was very proud when I watched him play, being the highlight, of course, not the game, because they got hammered by Rangers. Seeing my son Marcus play for 50,000, that was unbelievable. So we got all his shirts from all his clubs, from Duke, going to New York Red Bulls, Hamilton, Ayr, Greenock Morton, and also Southern United in New Zealand. We got all his shirts as well. Those are the memories we have in terms of shirt. So that was my tour guide now. I hope you liked it. There's some good stories to every shirt, I guess, for any player. And that was my story. And maybe we will do it again. There are more shirts to talk about.